Welcome to another One Punch Man the Strongest video. But wait a minute, why is my BP 12 million when I haven't even gotten 10 mil yet? Well, this is because this is one of my clubmates' account who is free to play, which is crazy. He's currently ranked 5 at the moment, but when he shared his count with me initially, he was ranked 2nd, and I do have evidence of that, so sorry for delaying this review for so long. University has been very hectic lately as I'm currently going through my exam period, so I won't be able to produce as much content as I would have liked to. Before I review his account, you'll see that he has spent under $1 on this account at the very beginning of the game, so technically you might say that he's not 100% free to play, but he only bought the novice pack that gives you Fubuki, but like come on bro, this pack is completely useless nowadays, it does not advance your account at all now, so he's still free to play in my eyes. And if you say otherwise, you can suck mine. Anyways, he told me the reason why he doesn't spend as much money in this game is because he has like issues trying to transfer his money onto this game, wherever he's from, so I find it pretty challenging if he's ever tempted to buy something, but he's restrained himself quite a lot, so fair play to him. It's very impressive that he's gotten 12 million BP as a free-to-play player, where I'm only on 9 million I think at the moment, which is kind of crazy to think about. But I guess this is because we're in the grappler era, so he's diverted all of his investment of materials into all the grapplers, and not espers since he'll be unable to get Guruguru. Anyways, this review will be very insightful for free-to-play and low spenders such as myself, so without further ado, let's review his account. So he has a lot of grapplers that are his most powerful units. As you can see here, you got Garo, got Carnage, Kabuto, Koketsu, Tank Top Master, Amai, Beast King, and then you have others like Zombie Man and all that. I know in his lineup, I don't actually remember what his main account lineup is like. This isn't actually his main lineup, this is just his most 6 powerful units, which are all grapplers, so that's why his BP is 12 million, but the reason why I say that is because he likes to hide his like main lineup for when you look at the leaderboard and that, so he normally just has like 4 troll units and then just a couple low tier units, so off the top of my head I can't really remember what his team looked like before. But I'm going to make the assumption that he replaces Zombie Man with either a Mai or Beast King. I guess it's just for certain situations. I'll just sub out Beast King for now at the moment. But I think this could be one of his main lineups. I don't know, or it could be Beast King instead of Carnage or someone like that. Alright, now let me go through some of his characters. So he's, oh my god, yeah, his Gara has been pretty powerful. It's 400. Mine's, I think, like 350k, but he's got 400k. His speed is pretty good as well. 85, yep. The investment here with the books is alright. He's got 4 stars on Gara. You don't really need to get him to 5 stars, because he does kind of fall off now during the Esper era. He'll be like one of the first big LSSRs to unfortunately drop off, which I'm not looking forward to. But I think in his case, he can still use Gara for quite a while, since he's not gonna pull for any other units other than RMG and ATT, I think, before Bomb comes out. That's just my presumption. I haven't really talked to him about that yet, but he can still use Gara. He's got his 3-star Awakening, which is good. If you really want to get his 4 stars, you can if you have enough materials, but he's separated it between a lot of his other characters, so I mean, this is alright. If we look at his sigils, wow, level 5, attack. Oh wow, all of his sigils are on attack. The sword sigils, which I would probably recommend to at least switch a couple of them, if not all, with the Ruthless sigil, as he basically just inflicts injury all the time, whether that be with his ult or his follow-up passive. So honestly, I think I'd recommend putting Ruthless instead, and then if we go to Goketsu, if he has Goketsu. Oh, but he only has 1 attacking sigil. Oh, but it's piercing. I guess piercing's okay. I don't know who you can put your attack sigils for, but maybe just keep it like 2 sword and 2 Ruthless. I won't change it at the moment because I don't know how your playstyle's like if you just want him to have a fully hit like a truck for Goketsu to follow up or something like that, but I'll leave it untouched, but that's just my recommendation for now. Carnage Kabuto, he's got good sigils on him. Or the Vitality ones. I guess this could be okay. there's not really any like damage sigil in particular you need to choose for Carnage, so I guess you can leave it like that. His health is pretty good, 2.5 million, that's reasonable. If I see his keep safe. Yeah, 4 stars. Oh, he does have his keep safe, which is great. That will keep him a lot in the meta, which is pretty good. However, during the Guro meta, if he did have Guro, you would probably replace him as your tank for Tank Top Master instead, as he works more with Guro's passive and core than Carnage Kabuto. But since you're not going to get Guro, I guess this is fine too. So you can actually use him for quite a while, Kabuto. His gears are they're not overly the greatest. Like, you would really want HP and HP bonus just entirely on Kabuto. You don't really need... Or speed, I guess he just uses it for his speed order, so I won't touch that. But, like, block and damage reduction, I guess you can, but, like, it's preferred to just have HP, I reckon. Just make him as tanky as possible. But this is a good stat right there with this gear. These buff gears are okay as well. I'd probably, like... revert. I would never like spend any of your ascension cards on the purple gears. Just leave them until you get an orange gear, and then you can start ascending the buff gears. Let me just throw Gara real quick. Oh damn, you don't even have one gold one, which is unfortunate. Yeah, wow. That's some pretty unlucky. Unless you don't do Conqueror's challenges often. I normally do it because for the backup stick I need to do 10 a week, so I do them quite frequently. But yeah, just keep those as attack, keep these as HP. What did I forget to check? That, oh, that's okay. I guess if you keep it up to 15, it'll be alright. 5-star Kabuto is fine as well. You should just keep it like this. His Awakening's 3. You can keep it at 3 for now. I reckon you just leave it at 3, because once RMG comes out, just get her the 5 stars as soon as possible. Trust me. She'll be really OP, so just hold off on Kabuto for now. Okay, Goketsu now. His attack's not as high as Gara's, like nearly half, which I find surprising. But then again, his ultimate damage does like 180% of his attack. That's why he can frickin' kill my team all the time, even though his attack is a lot less than my Gara. Because of the bloody buff rate, that's crazy. I should have probably pulled for Goketsu in hindsight, but I didn't do my research at the time. It is what it is. 14, if 15 is up to him, he could be fine. I'd recommend to just leave Kogetsu at 4 stars, because his passive only goes up, I think, by 5% of non-crit damage reduction, so like, you don't really need that, that'll be pretty minute. Just keep him as it is, because you don't really need him for attack, you just need him to play defensively, and he can heal up with his ult and that, it's fine. Same with his Awakening, I would probably just put him up to 3-star Awakening, like max, and just probably leave him. Unless you do want to go 4, just to make him a bit more tanky and beefy. For when people use like Janos and ATT against you, since they will have the Guro core. But yeah, this should be alright for now. And then his sigils, which I did check before, but... or reducing crit, yeah, this is good. That's alright. And then piercing, that's pretty good for his ult as well. Make sure I don't forget anything. Okay, now his Tank Top Master. Pretty good health, 2 million. I didn't even check his keep safe, hold on. His keep safe and badges, yeah, 4 stars is good enough for Goketsu. You might want to get him 5 in the future, because I think his meta will last for quite a while during Guro meta. But you can work on that later. His attack is pretty good. Is he faster than your... no, he's not faster than Gara. Okay. So he does follow up after Gara. He does have the Sword Fighter set as well, which is actually pretty good. This is pretty... that's a very good gear. You got very lucky with that. All these gears are good. And wow, you even have a 5 like stat bonus gear, which is actually mental. Unfortunately, oh no, he does have crit damage. I guess you can use it. Just keep using this gear. This is actually alright. Oh, but it sucks that his substat is defense and not the crit damage, because I think when you ascend it, it will just do that little substat increase and not the other 3. But yeah, you can keep him as the way it is. That's pretty good. Check his buff gears. You have a mix. Like, you have 2 HP on 1 attack. Considering the gears that you've equipped on him, you're using more attack than HP. So, honestly, I'd probably recommend to like swap definitely this grappler one for HP, because the buff gears, they actually reflect on your gears and not your actual stats. I know this does have one ascension card, which is a bit annoying. Stop doing that to your purple gears. Oh, but you don't have any attack for your grappler. Oh, but you do for your villain. Oh, okay. Even if it is gold, like I know you have a gold HP and not a gold attack, but you still have a purple attack. This will still be better in the long run anyways. Like I always have to do that as well. Because like your health didn't really go down as much and your attack went pretty high now. So honestly, I'd recommend just using at least purple of the stat that you're using mostly on your gears, which is attack at the moment. I don't know if you do want this to be attack eventually, but if you are, then I recommend just keeping all these on attack. But I will switch this out just in case. I'll just give you a tip on that. And we got Tank Top Master. His health is pretty good. His speed is phenomenal. That's because I guess he's tenacity. You want him to go first. Skills 14, which is alright. Eventually, you do just want to have 2 grapplers being your main. Like you dump all your grappler books into for the training center, but you've currently spread it out on 4. But that's, I guess you can do that later in a few months' time. Just shift it into 2 main grappler units. What was I looking at? You got him up to 5 stars, which is good enough. You can keep it as 5 stars unless you keep getting him in summons, and eventually if you want to 6-star him, you can. Yeah, this is pretty good too. I recommend just either probably going 3 and then afterwards you don't really have to touch him anymore. And you don't have any sigils for him, but I mean that's okay. Because especially for free-to-play and low spenders, Ascension cards are like not as accessible to get. They're actually pretty hard. They do take a while to get, because I struggle myself, so I'd focus on using the Star Ascension cards on my like strongest units. Like I normally use it just for Garo and Boros at the moment. Does this do unyielding? It does do unyielding. I'd recommend to like do the bottom buff of the 3rd page every time to at least 4, because the first 4 like success rate are extremely high, so they're pretty useful to have, but then afterwards it would be too expensive and the luck is like really shit, so I recommend just doing 4, then afterwards just stop touching it. But yeah, these sigils are right too. They're all level 5, which is actually pretty good. And you have a lot of level 5 Bastion sigils, wow. Because you use them for Geketsu too, I think. I struggle to get a level 5 sigils. Zombie Man, his attack and HP's alright, that seems cool. Wow, state 18. But I guess that makes sense because he's basically the only like duelist you're going to use for like probably forever. I don't know if you want to pull for Sonic V2 or not, but if you are not, then I guess you can just keep dumping all your resources on Zombie Man. However, I would probably try to invest in another duelist for the training center eventually, but you won't really have any duelists to work with. Unless, oh, you have Samurai. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know what you got to do in that situation, but eventually, I don't know how long you want to play it, but like you need to have. You should probably invest in at least 2 duelists. You 5-star him, that's good. This is great for his passive and great for PvE content because now he can revive 6 times instead of 4, which is actually really good. So especially for Club Boss Boros, that's actually really good. Okay, good. You haven't really awakened Zombie Man. If you really want to awaken your Zombie Man, the highest I would go for is 1 star and that's it. You don't really want block rate to block because you want him to die like as soon as possible, just so that you can keep reviving himself and over again. Because that's like his main role in like PvE content especially. That's why you should build him more on like attack gears and that, so then he can heal with his ult rather than having like a lot of HP, because he'll be really useful with his revives. Oh, Jesus. Character talent. You haven't really touched on this page. I mean, you don't really need to. Zombie Man isn't really the greatest to invest in for his 3rd page talents. Keep it as it is. Just for OCD reasons, I'd probably finish the rest of this, but like it's really up to you. Because you're going to be using Zombie Man for like quite a while until Bomb comes out, which hopefully he doesn't come out in the backup stick. But I'd probably start investing a little bit more in Zombie Man during the meantime, because you're going to be using him for quite a while. So his keepsafe is 2 stars and his badge is 4 stars. That's perfectly fine. He's got suit gear set, which is good. That's what I use as well. And all of his stats are attack, which is good, because you would want to use it for his healing. I wish this subset would be different and be attack bonus, but I guess you don't have any, but that's alright. It's pretty hard to get lucky as a free-to-play player with Gears A. And these ones are oral attack. Yep, that's pretty good. Oh god, this subset here is terrible with all that. That's also not really the greatest. That's not really ideal for zombie, man. But you don't really have any orange gears, man. You really need to start doing Conqueror's Challenge. I don't know what you do with your Vitality, but like, I normally just do Conqueror's Challenge and the Trial. That's because of the backup stick, but like, I'd recommend getting a lot more gold gears. Or orange. I keep calling gold or orange, whatever. They work the same. Now we go to our Mai. It's got basically 300k attack. I think he just uses a Mai for PvE content, but he can use him as his mainline. It's good that you put him in the training center as a member as well, and not a leader. As if you put SRs as leaders, they'll decrease the level for your units in the member center. So this is really good. This is going to be sustainable. Since you do have him in the center, I recommend just revert all of your books that you've invested into a Mai. Which you can't do, but I guess you have to take him out and then revert it all quickly. Because everyone in the training center, as a member, you can just revert all their stats. So that you can put them in your top 8 main units with 2 from each type. Oh, you 7-starred my goddamn. I mean, that's good because he's good for figurines as well. You should just keep it like that. His Awakening's 3 stars, that's actually really good. I guess that's very useful for PvE and PvP content on the back row. And his talent page, yeah, this is alright for now. Piercing as well. I don't know if, actually no, you can do piercing, or you can do your sword sigils as well if you really want to put on here. This is fine too. I don't really recommend to invest or open any of these sigil slots, since I recommend just using it for like PvE content for bosses and that. His keepsafe is 3 and his badge is 3, that's alright. I don't know how long you intend to use MI, but you could revert these keepsafes and that for his Ascension cards, but since you're not getting Gura, I think you would want to keep all your grappler units with the highest investment possible, so if you want to keep his keepsafe like this, that's fine. So he's got Primal set on him, and wow, oh wow, this Primal set's really good. You could put it on Boris. I don't know if you, oh, you probably don't know, you don't use Boris as like your main single target DPS, I don't think, but these are really good stats for your Primal set. This is really good. I see why you put your Star Ascension cards on him. And these are all attack. This one, that one's pretty shit. I'm not gonna lie. But these are all purple, so I mean, you don't really need to invest as much into him. Honestly, I'd just recommend reverting all your Star Ascension cards from the purple gears. You can still keep like the stats on them for now, like how with all the investment you put in. Just start doing Conqueror's challenges and then get orange gears, so then you can actually start putting your Star Ascension cards on them. And then once you do that, since you're free to play, I recommend just maybe just upgrading at like 2 stars max probably. Try to even it out. Now I don't know if you want to go through Boris, because he doesn't seem as heavily invested, like his attack is pretty low. I'm just going to check through it real quick. He's got 16, but I guess he's a leader. Yeah, he's not really been invested in because you're just solely focusing on your grappler units, which is fine since you're not going to get Gura. Then I guess, yeah, all these units are just from the training center. Oh, you have Melzagard though, that's actually pretty lucky. I've been trying to pull him, but I keep getting freaking Pure Prisoner all the time during my superb summons, so... Wish I can get Melzagard, that would be kind of useful. But we move. Now I'm assuming that you're going to pull for RMG and ATT, so your lineup before Bomb comes out, I think I'll replace Amai for RMG, as she'll fill in as the back attacker slot, as well as an amazing follow-up passive. And if you're going to get ATT, I recommend probably either replacing Garo or Kabuto. Now that I got his main units out of the way, I'm just going to go check throughout his entire account on what he's invested in for all the other little features. So for the training hall, he's basically done all of them. I guess now you've become lazy. Oh yeah, oh you don't really need to focus about defense, but my OCD's triggering me because you got a shit ton of books. But you do have to be patient. You should never do 10 times. Oh, what the okay, well, I got lucky with that one, Jesus. But, like, you should always just do 1 times, because, yeah, like that, for example, you could get cucked a lot. But, whenever you have that spare time, like for this one, for example, an attack, I'd recommend just, I don't know, doing, like, maybe 10 a day, just slowly try to invest your books into this. Honestly, you don't really need to focus on this. You're fine as it is. You still have a lot of BP. These, on the other hand, just don't touch them. They're bloody tedious and useless. Achievements, he's 5th. He just reached level 24. He's not that far from me. I think I'm ranked 8th, but I just got 24. Check out all these figurines. These are a lot of stars. These are pretty good. These are really good. These figurines are what buff up your BP quite a lot. Except now you can't get all these new ones, unfortunately. I know this has no context to his account, but I'm still surprised that he's a member in our club instead of being at least an elite. Like, he's been on the club ever since I was in it. I think he was in it way before me. And he's like the top 5 of our server, and he still hasn't been promoted yet, which is kind of crazy. But I mean, if he really wants to push for it, he can. These roles aren't really useful in this game. I don't really care. I got elite, but it doesn't really matter with me. We do have a deputy slot open, so I don't know who wants to take that, but for each one, so you can. I won't provide content against like Club Boss Boris. He doesn't really attack Boris. I always see him attack Guru, which, as you can see here, like far out. Look at that damage on him. Which is fair, because I do that as well now. I've been lazy and I can't really auto Boris as of yet, so I can just auto Guru, and that just takes a lot of time out of my day. In Arena, he's ranked 8th, but this is the highest as a Zombie Man core, I'm guessing, because everyone else from now has Guru's core, and he can't really push up as high as he would want to with just Zombie Man's core, which is unfortunate. So in the next few months, he's got to slowly dip in the rankings, which is unfortunate, but he's still motivated to play this game, so I respect him for that highly. And wow, he hasn't even bought any of these yet. That's actually crazy. I would be triggered by now. In terms of peak arena, he's ranked 15th overall. No one really touches peak arena as much, or I don't really anymore. So this isn't really important, but I would always redeem these Ascension cards every week, which he has already. He is regular on Live Clash, since he does have the border that you get once you reach the Summit Peak, I think the role was called. So he does do fairly well, despite being free to play in Live Clash. Oh, the role was Arena Master, my bad, but yeah, you get the point. Oh, he hasn't done his tournaments for his hero and villain yet. I might do that now, just to save him time and get his 50 gems a day, real quick. Okay, now to look in his training center. He's done very well in the grappler. Then again, he does invest everything into his grapplers, so I guess this is expected. All the others, this is alright. And for his training center, he's only unlocked 10 of the slots, which is alright. You don't need to unlock all 16 of these, because it wastes like a shit ton of gems. Look at all that, 400. But his ratio is 4 grapplers, 1 high-tech, 1 duelist, and 2 espers. So eventually, in the long run, what you would want to do is to replace 1 grappler with 1 duelist, and then another grappler with 1 high-tech, so then you have 2 of each type. This is because you can split all your books and skills evenly, so that you can boost your skill training cap even higher, since you're only focusing all of your books on 2 units for each type, which is very useful. All I'm gonna say is that the level cap for my training level is 96, so suck shit, bro. So get good, lol. JK, I love you. Tier training, everything's tier 6 except for the high tech, which ideally you would want to upgrade these all at the same time, since this will affect your speed order. Like, you're losing now 3 of your high tech speed compared to everyone's. So that's the thing that I would probably recommend, to hold off evolving your types until you get them all being able to upgrade for each of them, so that you can balance out your speed order. But to be fair, you're just only using grapplers and duelists, so high tech I guess is not really as important for you, so I guess this is why you can do fine without upgrading this straight away. I guess I can go through which units you don't have. Like King, that's understandable. Gorobus, that's understandable. Mennonite, understandable. These are all basically pay. That you actually have to pay. And then all these you've just been unlucky to get. Okay, now this is going to be exciting. I want to see how your memory card progression's like. So if I go all the way here. Surely everything from the grappler's side will be invested in? Yep, which is expected, because you're focusing solely on grapplers. And I think you are trying to do your espers, because this one's 15 out of 16. All these ones are 2. Yeah, these are all 2. We might be doing duelist now for Zombie Man, which makes sense because you are going to use Zombie Man. You do have the hero and villain stats, which is good. That's very important, especially for Club Boss Boris. And yeah, it's good progression. I like it a lot. Now with all these talents, yeah, these are all perfectly fine. Yeah, I'd recommend using all your talent points and all these special little stats first rather than just HP and attack, because these ones are a lot more harder to come by permanently, so this is always important. And you've maxed out all of them, even the Supreme, which is good. So now I guess you're just slowly working on each HP and attack, which is good. I'm gonna just scurge through your bag really quickly. You do have enough keepsafe vouchers, which I think you're going to be pulling for RMG's one once she comes out, which is good. And you definitely have enough tickets to get like at least 2 during the debuts very soon. You do have 31 villain shards as well, which I know you're saving for RMG. I know you are. And you were fortunate enough to get Sonic's keepsafe. Wow, I wasn't able to. I just wasn't too good at the game's skill issue. Let me check your backup step. You're level 88. I think you're behind. I think you're supposed to be at least 100 by now. I think you're going to have to try to push for 120 in this one. Because you ideally want to get 20 every week for 8 weeks, which then you'll be able to get 160, which is the max for free-to-play players. Then again, you don't really need to do the backup stick since you don't actually have it purchased. Then again, I just realized that you don't have access to these, so it makes sense. That's why I understand why you're behind. That's my bad. And I guess before I end off this review, I'm going to do some PvP content so I can showcase how his team is like. I guess I can fight against myself because I know he will absolutely crush me with his Goketsu. Let's see how this goes. And go figure I lost. Damn bro, that's crazy. I guess for reference as well, I can show how his lineup goes against Guro lineups, since he'll be dealing with this a lot throughout like the next 3-4 months from now. So let's see how he performs against Guro. All I'm going to say for free-to-play players, it is expected that you will absolutely be decimated by the whales in your servers, so don't be discouraged when you lose against them, especially during PvP content, since they spend a shit ton of money to invest all this powerful gears and stuff into them, so you can still have fun in the game as a free-to-play like Reach is doing. And this is the end of my review on Reach's account. So I'd like to thank him very much for giving me the chance to review his account. And this is a great reference for free-to-play players to go off, as he's even more powerful than me despite me paying for the backup sticks and getting Guro eventually. As for who I recommend you put in the extreme training at the moment to get their shards up to 5 stars, I think going for Garo is probably your best option. That's because all your other top units already have up to 5 stars except for Goketsu, which I don't recommend to go for anyways. And I think you're going to be using Garo for quite a while since you won't be able to get Guro. So using Garo in your extreme training should be good, as we kill time before RMG or ATT comes out. However, a tip that I'd recommend to Reach and probably all the other free-to-play players out there is that you should probably start using your vitality on the Conqueror's challenge, and especially when you go into Nightmare, since they'll give you the orange buff gears. And I recommend using most of your vitality on these, and then every now and then use your vitality on the talent trials. That's why in my beginner's guide I recommended people, if they really had the gems to spend 1 or 2 packs of vitality a day so you can do a lot of these Conqueror challenges. But looking at Reach's account right now, his gems is very lackluster, and he didn't even get all the black tickets yet, which is unfortunate. Oh, and he can't even buy these keep safe ticket packs, which is unfortunate as well. That sucks. But to be fair, the keep safe pack should only be bought if you've saved enough gems to buy the black tickets every month, because they're a lot more important than keep safe vouchers. So if you can't afford them, like what Reach is, you don't have to worry about it, you don't have to stress too much. And that's it for today's video. Hopefully I covered everything that is useful for all of you, and how he's been able to keep up with some of the whales and spenders of this game. With regards to upcoming content, I do plan to review my own account for May's monthly review, since I will have Gira Gira unlocked, as well as Watchdog Man, which I just summoned recently for. So be on the lookout for that. And about reviewing other accounts in the future, I might not be as open to, since Reach's account is a great inspiration that I find for both myself and for free-to-play players. So I don't really intend to review many other accounts at the moment, but I might be open to this option in the near future. It really depends on how I feel. Other than that, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and feel free to comment down below on any questions about my video or possible future content. Until next time.